Today we're going to look at light sources and reflectors. So a light source, if an object makes its own light, it is a light source. If an object does not make its own light, it is not a light source. So lamps, candles, the sun, stars, they are all light sources. So we sort light sources into two types, natural and man-made. Another word for man-made is artificial or made by humans. And our major light source is the sun. So we've got two examples of natural light sources here, the sun and a fire, and man-made, a lamp, candle. Reflectors of light. Some objects are able to reflect light. They are not light sources, but they reflect the light given by something else. They let the light bounce off it. So if you look at this torch here, it's reflecting, or the light is reflecting off here, but it is also traveling in a straight line. And these are reflectors of light. They're not light sources, instead they're reflecting light from other sources. So we've got the moon, mirror, and water. So now this is how we see. This is how our eyes use the light from these light sources. So if you look over here at the picture of the inside of our eye, we've got a pupil, a hole through which light passes to enter the eye, so that it's a black spot in the middle of our eyes. And the retina is this orangey bit back here. The lining at the back of the eye, which contains light receptors. So light coming from or reflecting off objects enters through the black spot in our eyes called the pupil. The lens of our eye focuses this light onto the retina, which is at the back of our eye. The retina, which contains light-sensitive cells, gathers this information, which is of light, darks, colour and movement, and it then sends this information to our brain. The brain, based on past experiences, can understand what it sees. And how we see colour. So light from most light sources looks white. So think of a torch or a lamp, but it actually contains all the colours of the spectrum, also known as the rainbow. So when an object looks red, it absorbs or takes in every colour except for red, which means the red is reflected back into our eyes. So therefore, if an object is green, it absorbs every colour except for green. So how does light travel, which we did last week? Light rays only travel in straight lines. When it hits an opaque object, some light is absorbed and the rest reflects off. If an object is transparent, light rays pass through it easily. If the object is translucent, some light can pass through, but the rest of the light will be reflected. And when an object blocks a light source, this can then create a shadow. So an opaque object could be a wall, transparent could be glass, a window, and translucent is something like tissue paper. So these are notes you're going to take down into your copy. So a light source is something that provides light, like a torch, could even be the phone of your screen, the sun. Light sources can be split into natural, which comes from the earth, such as the sun and the stars, and artificial comes from man-made objects, such as lamps and torches. To see, light enters our eyes and our brain helps us see patterns of light, dark, colour and movement. When light bounces off an object, this is called reflection. Light can only reflect in straight lines. So you're going to take these notes down into your copy, and up above you can take down any picture you want. So it could be of light reflecting off something, it could be of